Jake Crawford, how you doing, big guy?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you
So
doing?
you were one of the first agents I brought to EXP Realty, and it's been a lot of fun the last couple of years. What how long have you been in real estate
Yeah,
total?
no, I love you making money from it. About 8 years now.
About 8 years? Okay, excellent. And what
Yeah.
made you want to become a realtor to begin with?
So I was a freshman in college back in the day. I'm 30 now, so when I was 18. And I was on track to be a doctor. And 180 from that really quick. I just hated chemistry so much. My family, they're all doctors for the most part. And I'm like, I'll just do that too. And what I realized is that I just wanted to help people. It's not like I just absolutely wanted to be a doctor. I just wanted to help people. So when I just realized it wasn't for me, I just thought about what else I liked, and I just liked real estate in general. It was just interesting and fascinating to me. So I just kind of went all in with real estate from that kind of,
Okay,
second.
you're able to help people. You're able to help people
Yeah.
without chemistry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was perfect for me. So yeah, kind of went economics, finance, and and just helping people get what they want for real estate and helping people make money if they're
That's awesome.
selling or they're investors. So I like that.
So how long have you been
And now
with
helping
EXP?
realtors. Been with EXP for just over 3 years now, I think, right?
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So what were some of the challenges you had with your prior brokerage?
Yeah.
You don't have to name or anything, just what with the old brick and mortar model.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you. Just I think it's easier to just talk about the story. And they were great brokerages. I just make more money with EXP doing the same thing. So I was with Keller Williams, and then I went to Realty One, which is kind of like a low fee shop. Paid them 10 grand a year, kind of a thing. And then went to Remax. Thought the brand could help me with luxury stuff. Didn't really help. And then EXP. Actually, I met you up at Tahoe, and I was at Coldwell for like a month, and I just couldn't handle getting raked on fees, so I just pulled that parachute, and EXP was just a no-brainer on so many levels. For me, the most important thing was the splits. So, I mean, challenges from other brokerages is I would pay everyone else more money, right? Like Realty One didn't have a presence in Tahoe, so going back and forth between Scottsdale and Tahoe, I'm basically paying, 30 to 50 grand a year in fees versus EXP is, you pay 16 grand in cap, and then, if you do the icon and you get the stock back and vested over 3 years, it was just that was like, how could I couldn't say no to that, right? It just made a lot of sense. I would have been at EXP sooner. I would have made more money from doing the icon agent thing. Like I was just doing the same thing, right? At other brokerages. So I think that was the big challenge, is just doing the same thing that I was doing, but being compensated very differently. And just to take out the mystical wonder of like, well, how is that even possible? It's really just about me more money instead of the brokerage owner, right? So like Remax, all the ownership was crushing it. They were making so much money. And so EXP, I feel like, in my just personal opinion, has shifted and gives that money back to the agents, not just me, just any agent that wants to participate. And at EXP, it's just a better model that is challenging at other brokerages. For the long term of things, there's not a residual revenue opportunity at any other brokerage at a high level that I've seen. And the stock and the culture, like the challenges I had at other. Sorry if I'm talking too long. I don't know. I'm just trying to focus on the challenge.
No, you're doing great, buddy. I was going to ask you,
like, when I was at Coldwell, I literally asked the top person there if I could talk to them for like 5 minutes, you know, and they said no. So it's like the culture at EXP is I can talk to people that are doing way more than me, right? Like I did 37 million here, and I'm grateful for that. But I never want to be the top where I'm at. I always want to be brought up and be helping people too. I want to be in that sweet spot, you know,
Mhm.
of the chain. Speaking, the challenge at other brokerages that doesn't exist. Like if you're at the top, you don't talk to anyone, you don't help anyone out, and you can't really call other people for advice because everyone wants to keep their secrets at other brokerages. It just doesn't have the model that naturally appeals to human nature of if everyone at the top of EXP has stock and they're making so much money, they're in a better mood, they want to talk to you, they want to help you out. Like it's just a totally different thing that all the other brokerages I was at, they didn't quite have that. Keller Williams had a great culture,
Mhm.
but like, I mean, it was for me, in my experience, it was just kind of a little surface level foo-fooey because it's like, okay, it's great, everyone's positive, and it's rah rah. It's like, oh, good job, you did this and that, but like, is everyone really making a lot of money? You know, and so making a lot of money at any other brokerage just kind of felt lonely, you know,
Okay.
and awkward. It's like I don't, you know, it was uncomfortable. And at EXP, I just feel like a fish in water, you know.
So at
Doing
EXP, so at EXP, you're doing really, really well, but there's other people that are doing even better than you, and they're still willing to help you get to their
yeah,
level.
yeah, and I'm more willing to help people too, just because I got sucked into the flow of the culture. It's not like I was resistant to helping people before, but it's just nice because I've helped a couple other people, like at Realty One. I've only helped like a couple people over the years, and they said that they've done well, and I've really helped them, and I didn't make any money from it, and that wasn't my goal. But it's
Hmm.
just nice that I can do that now
Hmm.
and make money from it. So I don't know, it's just more fun. Um, and yeah, it's more of a party than a grind, you know. I feel
Excellent.
like
Hey,
for me.
something you said earlier when you went to Remax because you thought the brand would help you. What have you learned
Yeah.
since then about a big name brand?
So what I learned is that ultimately at an extremely high level, like the top maybe 1% of price range of a market, maybe the brand helps a little bit because sellers just expect that. Like in Scottsdale, Sotheby's is the dominant luxury brand, like over $2 million, in the last 12 months of sales. They've had over 400 sales, right? EXP's had almost 100, and most of the other brokerages are like 100 to 200 is kind of where everyone else hangs. So they're by far first place, right?
Hmm.
But I mean, I don't need to chase $30 million list. And then at the end of the day, if you're paying them so much in a split, I feel like I can make more money selling normal houses for with normal people, and I feel like it's more about network. But the brand matters, but I think like I'd rather pick Michael Jordan than the Bulls, right? Like it's not, but Michael Jordan makes the Bulls. So like the brand in Scottsdale, Sotheby's just has a lot of momentum, but it's not Sotheby's. It's the agents. It's
Hmm.
the agents of the networks that bring the deals to Sotheby's, and Sotheby's is just lucky, honestly, because that's totally going to shift. All of the people at Sotheby's over time, they're all going to shift and make more money somewhere else. Because if you're making, especially as a top agent, if you're making $1 million a year, it really hurts to to have normal splits and give up 100, 200 grand. At EXP, it's like nothing because I get the stock back, and um,
So
so
that adds up to a
yeah,
lot of money
that's
over.
one thing I've noticed about brand. I feel like it's Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it's not worth it to pay for the brand. And there's just it's like the bell-shaped curve. Like for the most part, the brand doesn't matter ultimately. There's obviously exceptions at each end of the spectrum where it's like if you have FU Realty, people probably don't want to work with you, you know. So that brand could matter. It could, like, and then on the other end of the spectrum, Sotheby's does luxury, but what do they really do that's special and extra? Nothing. It's just kind of a myth. It's like the Gucci purse. Like, why do you pay 10 grand for a purse when like functionally something else could be $50? And the
That's a good,
seller, I feel like a lot of sellers, they don't know it now, but with information and technology, it's the market's going to catch up to reality, which is Sotheby's isn't doing anything extra to make their clients more money than I would do. Ultimately, it's it's just kind of a big believe club thing that I think will phase out. Sorry, that's kind of a long answer. It's just mixed opinions of the brand matters, but it mainly doesn't, right?
Right. I'm with you on that. I think the brand doesn't matter nearly as much as most agents think. I think it's the agent and the personal relationship the agent have with their clients that make the most difference. But unfortunately, not everybody feels that, because if you're with a great company that's giving you support you need and letting you keep more of the money you make so you can invest more in your marketing and everything, I think that pays off a lot more than a brand of a balloon or whatever it is.
That's a whole the benefit from you making more money and being able to spend more money on their home than a Sotheby's agent who's giving realty a piece, so yeah, I feel like agents are the brand. So like what has Coldwell ever done for anyone personally? Like have they ever actually done anything in and of themselves for a seller? Like, no. So
yeah, I don't know. I haven't worked for Coldwell Banker. I know some of the agents. Yeah. The agents do a good job, but it's the agents. It's not the company, right?
Right. Yeah. So if all the agents leave Sotheby's or Coldwell or whatever, and they come to EXP, or wherever they go, like that's more important, and that is the brand. Like Remax, for example, out here, they used to in Scottsdale, they used to have a more luxury presence, and then a few of the top agents left over the last few years and switched brokerages. So now the brand is diminished because the brand are the agents. There's nothing so special that Remax or Coldwell or all of those brands do.
Absolutely.
Which is unique. EXP is it's more of a helpful money-making vehicle than a brand. It's like high gas mileage, like 100 mile per gallon vehicle more than like a sexy,
right. So our company provides the support and the collaboration with the higher end agents so everybody does better. So the company's investing in the agents instead of investing in a brand, having commercials on TV and doing things like that, which aren't really helping the agents, they're helping the company. What's that? You kind of cut out there, buddy.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I was just agreeing.
Excellent. Well, all right. So some other questions here. What is your favorite aspect of the EXP model? I think we might have touched on that a little bit earlier, but what would you say is your favorite aspect of the EXP model?
Oh, I'd have to say the culture.
Okay.
If I could only pick one thing to say, I feel like there's a few things that are kind of almost tied for first place or like a real close first, second, and third. Culture, the split, and the stock. Not even the revenue share thing, honestly. Like it just so happens that I haven't participated in that at a high level, but I appreciate it. We're talking number one things. And so the culture is ridiculous. I think just being around people that let you grow and being around other people and helping them out is just it's like the healthiest environment you can be in. I feel like it's good soil and sun, for a plant. And it's the highest level that I've ever seen. So even if the splits were worse and the revenue share was worse and the stock situation was worse, I feel like for me, just the culture and being around people that are doing 10 times better than me is that helpful. And that meaningful to me.
They're doing better than you. They're doing better than you, and they're willing to help you, show you
Yeah.
what they're doing, right?
Yes. So
Awesome. So that's pretty amazing. So what has your production, being around all these people that are doing better than you, what has your production gone from prior to EXP to where you are now?
Yeah, good question. So I was kind of hanging around the like 10 to 20 million range a year, production. And I kind of hit that ceiling, of like 20 million. Like and then, yeah, last year was 37. So
Excellent.
I feel like even though I haven't utilized EXP necessarily to make more money, like in and of itself, I feel like the people have inspired me so much. And just being around that circle and seeing other people do it just really helps build my confidence consciously and subconsciously. Like it's just, so I feel like the culture has helped me.
Mm-hmm.
Even for people that I don't even talk to, that I just watch on YouTube, where it's like that inspiration I feel like is really helpful to going to the next level wherever you are. And that's my story of just trying to go to the next level, and EXP has been helpful for that.
Excellent. And you talked about helping other agents. What do you do to help the other agents in your organization and such? You said.
So, yeah. Like today was a good example. I was in the office and I had a couple buyers come through that I was meeting for the first time. We talked, over the phone a little bit. So I sat down with each of them for about an hour. And one of the newer agents, I just let them hang out with me in the conference room and, just listen. And they said it was super helpful to like see how just my process of
work your magic.
So, yeah. And so I'm happy to do that stuff. And it's just a different culture. Like if I was at Realty One or Keller Williams, I would feel like borderline violated and really awkward doing something like that consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like what's like, I don't know, this is what's the point? And but at EXP it's just the culture to want to help people, especially the people in my circle, at our office. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do that. People call me, some agents call me with like, to brainstorm a deal or talk about what to say to someone in certain situations, because I like helping people with that and just navigating the sales journey, asking the right questions and helping people clarify and get what they want. So yeah, I help people with that. And that's about it. Just kind of more helping people with sales stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what are your 1, 3, and 5-year goals regarding your real estate career now?
Yeah.
So you've started a team, right?
Yeah. Small little team with a couple partners that kind of run point on it, more than me.
Okay.
But I think my 1, 3, and 5-year goals are actually just kind of the same. I just try and like set a bar, and then like I keep jumping, trying to get it, and then hopefully one day I'll get there. Like making, $1 million was just a goal of mine for so many years, and so that was my same goal for years. And then, kind of cap out at 400, and then last year, thankfully, God hooked me up and it worked out. So my next goal for the next year and 5 years is to sell 100 million. And so, yeah, that's my next goal. And we'll see. I said it'd be awesome to sell 30 million 5 years ago, right? And it worked out. So who knows, when it happens, but that's my goal. So
excellent. Awesome. I love that you set massive goals, buddy. That's great. So what would you tell somebody who might be watching this who's considering partnering with EXP Realty?
I would say that it's not for everyone in a good way. Like I feel like it's everyone that I've talked to at EXP conferences have been awesome. Like I just, so for anyone that's thinking about EXP, like if you, and I'm not trying to be like really negative, but if you don't have big goals and you don't want to go to the next level and be a part of something like something really awesome, you know, and you just want to do like a deal or two a year, I would, you know, hang your license in some low fee shop, you know, if you're not really gonna be in the vehicle of EXP, you know, if you're just gonna, I don't know, just look at it. I feel like EXP isn't good for those kind of people. But if you want to actually get in the vehicle and just go to the next level and be in the best environment I've objectively seen, yeah, I would say it just makes a lot of sense. And whatever your personality is, if you want to dominate and go big, EXP makes sense. If you just want to have a lot of fun, people are probably having more fun at EXP than anywhere else, honestly, just because people are making more money, so that's more fun. Doing the same thing, might I add. That's, and then if you just want to help people, it's probably the most helpful culture, you know, just like servant, helping other people minded brokerage, I think, that exists. And then if your personality is just all numbers, the math is probably the most beautiful thing about it, you know, on every level of revenue share and the split and the stock. And so I feel like it's obviously, I mean, I think Glenn Stanford's goal was 1 million agents, you know, for the next 10 years. And our growth is ridiculous. EXP is the largest market cap brokerage stock. And yeah, I mean, if someone appreciates that, it makes sense to join. If they don't,
excellent.
They probably don't think of goals. As mean as that sounds, like at a certain level of production, if you're only making 50 or whatever, 20 to 100 grand a year, it might not matter where you are because your splits are close enough to the same. But even then, if you know, if you want to have more fun, EXP can be more fun. You can help more people with the mentor program. Like I don't know another brokerage that has a legitimate mentor program on EXP's level. Like it's really high level and awesome. And yeah, that's a long, but I tell people.
Excellent. That's a good answer. Thanks for mentioning the mentorship program, because that's pretty, we spent a lot of time building that up. So it's great. So, hey, I know you just had your second baby. Congratulations.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel being part of EXP, where you're getting equity in the company as in stock, you're building residual income? So maybe in 10 years, if you want to be, you know, the girls' soccer coach, you don't have to spend so much time in the office or whatever it is you want to do. You have that freedom. How important is that to you?
Yeah, no, it's really important. And it's just, you know, there's a lot of cool ways to like chop it up and look at it through different angles. But like the stock they gave me from a few years ago, right, is worth almost 150 grand. And so like, that's a lot of money. I mean, if you live on 10 grand a month, you could take a year off, hypothetically, you know? So it's like, what other broker, you know, is like, oh, here, and take a year off, we'll cover it for you. Right? Like I just feel like EXP's cared a lot about me, and that's obviously down to money. And yeah, it's a big deal, you know. It's yeah, I mean, EXP, just that stock alone, I mean, that's basically paid for my kid's life, you know.
That's awesome, buddy.
I wouldn't talk about the realty one or all these other like decent brokerages. Like it's not like they're all terrible. They're just, there's nothing like EXP.
Awesome, buddy. Hey, I appreciate you spending the time with me. Congratulations on your second child. I hope to see you at their next live event, and keep on rocking, buddy. You're doing a great job. I thank you so much for taking the time to do the interview. It's great to hear how well you're doing and how much you like this company. So thank you so much.
Yeah, hey, thank you, Tony, for brought me on. Love it, man.
It's been my pleasure.
Thanks. See ya.
See ya.